guys, my name is Nicolette Mashile. I'm also known as the Financial Bunny. I'm so excited to be doing this video, but remember that nothing that I say on this specific video constitutes as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, please speak to somebody who is certified and registered with the FSCA. So one of the things that I always argue with people about is the fact that all of us are entrepreneurs. And I know people will argue with me and say, no, not everybody's an entrepreneur. No, not everybody's supposed to be an entrepreneur. Yes, not everybody is supposed to be an entrepreneur, but unfortunately, all of us are actually entrepreneurs. And this ties very well with the video that I just did recently about you becoming a valuable asset. Let me explain to you why all of us are actually entrepreneurs. Now, the one thing we all are allowed, or all of us are blessed with, the one and probably most important commodity other than ourselves as assets, is what we call time. Now, if you have heard the old adage, time is money, you need to start understanding and believing why people say time is money. Now, why do I say all of us are born and given a commodity called time? Because the reality is you are. And how you actually measure your time is dependent on how much you actually add value to your time. So again, I'll give you an example that I've given in the other previous video. If both you and I walk into an interview and we're interviewing for a television show, who of us is actually going to get the job? The one who has actually got more value to give for their time. At one hand, they are hiring us based on the fact that between 8 and 9 o'clock, you are going to be on a television set and you are going to be giving your time. But they also hire based on value on the other hand. Whose time is more decorated, mine or yours? Who has the more expertise that we know that their time is actually more valuable? So it is important for you to understand the instances where time is actually money. Now, one of the and probably most important things I always encourage people is, number one, you've got to understand how to use time to actually make yourself more money. So value and adding value to your time is one way. But there are several other ways in which you can use time to be able to make you more money. The first thing is being able to manage your time. Too many of us have normalized being late to things. I have this friend, and I'm going to call her out, and I really apologize for calling her out, but my friend is late for everything. Almost everything. It's unbelievable to me how one person can be late to almost everything. And, sometimes I sit and I worry, and I'm like, you actually lack time management. And when you lack time management as a person, it means that you do not know how to effectively use your time. If you do not know how to effectively use your time, it means that you cannot actually put a premium on every single hour of your day, simply because you actually do not know how much your time costs. If you knew how much your time costs, you would not be wasting it on being late to certain meetings. When you've got that mentality, you start even understanding that when you walk into a job interview and they ask you how much should we pay you, how much are you expecting, you already know because you know how much an hour in your day costs. But if you are somebody who is prone to being somebody who's not punctual, it means that you don't have a good sense of how much an hour in your day costs. So I want you today to go and do a little exercise. You stand in front of the mirror and you say to yourself, how much is an hour of Isbonile worth? The moment you start to understand how much your hour is the moment you start to value yourself a little bit better. I always say to people who say to me, Nicolette, can you just meet me for a 30-minute meeting? There is no such a thing as a 30-minute meeting. The reality is I must bath, I must get ready, I must drive to a venue, and then I must meet with you, and then I must drive back. That is no longer 30 minutes. So when I charge people, even for consultation, even for meetings, even for workshops, I work in the amount of time I'm going to spend on this entire process of me being there. That is why you will never see me being late. Okay, I was late for my exclusive book signing. But that's because there was an hour there that I was using for something else where I was making more money. So it is important to value time, guys. Very, very important. The second thing you need to do to be able to use time to make money is to understand your spending habits. Use the 24-hour rule. When you walk into a shop, unless you've got a list and the thing you want to buy is on a list that you have planned, you actually took time to sit down and actually plan. Anything else that you want to buy that is not on the list, give it 24 hours. After 24 hours, ask yourself again, do I really want to buy this thing? You will notice that a lot of things will fall off your desires. Because remember, I always say we've got 3 types of brains. We've got our primal brain, we've got our emotional brain, and then we've got our logical brain. And you need to give each and every single one of these brains time to work to decide whether or not something is what you really want. And you can only do this by allowing enough time to pass for you to decide whether or not you want it. Because your primal brain will say, you deserve this. Your emotional brain will say, but it will make you feel better. And then your logical brain needs to kick in. So make sure that you use the 24-hour rule. The third thing you need to do is you've got to spend money on things that save you time. Too many of us are doing some weird things that we don't need to be doing. We need to pay somebody to do them so that we save ourselves enough time to do the things that really matter. Too many of you are fetching your own kids at the what because you think that's bonding time, but you're in the car stressing about a meeting that you are late for, so it doesn't really matter. Too many of you are baking your own bread because the finance guys told you baking your own bread is going to save you time. Too many of you are waking early and becoming grumpy because you're going to wake up and switch on the geyser. You are doing things that you do not need to be doing. Wasting time on things that you should not be doing that ultimately are going to eat more of your time. The fourth thing you need to do is to ensure that you spend your money on time that makes you happy. So spend money on hobbies you actually like, because when you are happier, that's when you attract money. That's when people want to speak to you. That's when you are more productive because you are a satisfied individual. But if you, and Ramit Sethi speaks about money dials, we all have that one thing that gives us ultimate and absolute satisfaction. And if you spend your money doing things that don't give you the ultimate and absolute satisfaction, you're going to keep trying to do this and that and this and that. Because you are not spending your time doing the things that you actually love. So I hope that you start to see the value of time. Our time doesn't look the same. People always say, oh, Beyonce's got the same time as you. Yeah, but Beyonce's time might as well become like more time. And last but not least, remember, the only way you can make more money is if you have the ability to create time. Most of us don't. In fact, all of us, there's no one who can create an extra hour in a 24-hour day. But what we can do is to duplicate our efforts. And the only way you can duplicate your efforts is by diversifying your income streams. So in other words, you've got to buy other asset classes that are going to become a Nicolette. So what did I do? Number 79 at Via Polino is Nicolette Jr. Number 138 at Via Polino is Nicolette Jr. plus 1. Number 88 at Via Polino is Nicolette Jr. plus 2. Number 169 at Via Polino is Nicolette Jr. plus 3. Number at Euphoria is Nicolette Jr. plus 4. Nicolette, do you understand? I've created a money army. I've got soldiers that every single month when I'm working to make money, they are working to make money. So we are all getting paid a salary. That's how you create wealth. You don't create wealth by trying to create more time. You don't create wealth by stealing time from the time that you have to take care of this body. You create wealth by creating other Nicolettes. And the only way to do that is by having more money-making assets so that while you're working, they're also somewhere else working. That's how you use time to actually create money.